Henshin a go baby, what's good guys? Yoku here, and I feel like we've all seen the little bit of I hate using the term drama, but turmoil, maybe conversation, discussion, differences in opinions about Blade, and not specifically Blade as a character, but Blade's kit, his gear, his equipment in the character. A lot of us have looked at this and said, hey, crit damage is the best body piece for this character because 1, 2, 3. And now we're getting to a point, per usual, this is kind of how it always happens with Horrorverse games, where we're looking at, oh, HP percent orb instead of wind damage orb. We're looking at HP percent body instead of the crit damage body. We're looking at HP percent boots instead of speed or attack percent boots. All of these things are worth considering, and a lot of us theory crafters, there's a ton of us now. I'm meeting so many new players or new creators, but a lot of us have come to different conclusions, and I think that's pretty cool. I think that's healthy for not only the YouTube space, but the game space as a whole. And I really want to talk about it. So yeah, today we're going to break down my thoughts and opinions on all of this different Blade. Again, I don't like the term drama. It's not drama. The differences in opinions about Blade's kit. That sounds way better. So for the most part, the first build or whatever that we're talking about would essentially be the HP percent body versus the crit damage percent body. And I do think that this is a damage percent loss. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't think it's a damage percent loss that's a negative. I think maybe this is a neutral. Here's the difference. When you're looking at building a character, it's not just Blade. What does this character need to achieve for you? And I think that's something that a lot of us, when we're looking at these guides, when we're listening to our favorite creators, when we're talking about what does more damage or which one is better, or this is like clearly the best for him, blah, 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 blah. We're not looking at this for our account, as some of you do, and I applaud you for that. A lot of players or a lot of commenters do not do this, and they look for things just to be able to parrot or repeat the information to make themselves seem like, hey, I know what I'm talking about. I'm super smart. And in reality, they're just repeating something that they heard on YouTube. Now I say this because for as many people who are skipping Blade, there are way more people having opinions on Blade and what they think is the best for him when they don't actually use the character, allegedly. If you need a tankier Blade, someone who is guaranteed to get punched in the face, he's the only character on the team doing your damage, or even maybe you have a sub DPS doing the damage and you could afford for Blade to not do as much damage as possible. Hell, you know what you could be doing? You could actually be running the new broken kill set on one of your supports, and that could give you a 10% extra damage increase, or crit damage increase, my bad, a 10% extra crit damage increase on whatever it is that you're doing. Now, to my understanding, I think broken kill is the same, it functions the same way as Fleet of the Ageless. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this seems really strong. If it works the same way as Fleet, you could essentially get 10 to 30% extra crit damage depending on who you give this set to. But I think that's too strong, so I don't think they're actually doing that, and I think it's just locked at 10% per party, not per character that has it equipped. There are a multitude of things that happen with being able to change your build, and that's kind of what I want to get into at the ultimate, right? The ultimate part of this conversation, the moral of the story here is that I definitely want to get into different builds on characters, what they could achieve, and I've been talking about this for a little bit now. I know that I mentioned this previously whenever I was going over my Ting Yun, my Yukong, my supports, and there was something that I mentioned, and I said Gobo was actually the one that showed me, hey, maybe you want to start building more defensive tools into your kit instead of attack percent, speed, so on and so forth. We're also focused on speed early on to be the fastest, do this, that, and the third. And now that we're getting towards MOC 10, a lot more of us, we're starting to understand that that extra turn or that extra thing for my support, the extra action in that support cycle or in that cycle for my support may or may not make a real big difference. I'm not doing any damage with the support character. Why do they need the more speed? I maybe want my healer to be super fast. I don't, because I run Locha, but I'm just saying, you guys get where I'm going with this. The game is getting to a point where with new relic sets, new characters coming into the game, new light cones, new planar ornaments, we're able to start finding crazy builds, dude. This is what I love about the game. I love about RPGs is being able to build the crap out of stuff, make different things. I hate if everyone has the same stuff, right? If I'm playing Pokemon, for instance, and my favorite Pokemon is the Annihilate from the new Scarlet and Violet, and everyone's running the same 252 attack, 252 speed, or 252 attack, 252 HP, same moveset, I hate it. Not only is it easily defeatable or easily counterable, but it also means there's no variety in that. And so when you do get to Pokemon, because again, I like Pokemon, I know a lot about it. When I do get to Pokemon and I'm going over builds, I love when I look at someone's build or I'm watching it on stream and the commentator, the caster is saying, oh yeah, you know, his primate or his annihilate has max HP or just like a lot less max HP, but they're super fast, because now you get to mix up things. It's a lot more variety. If you compare this to Honkai Star Rail, we could use Blade as the clearest example here. So many of you have a Blade with 7,000 HP. Some of you have some with 8,000 HP. Some of you have a Blade with 4,000 attack. I don't know what you're doing. I would love to know. I'm not doing that personally, but I've seen it. I've even seen it, and I have it in my friends list. People with blades that have crit damage of 191% and a crit rate of 40 to 60%, on top of having the Disciples Relic set, which means you know you're going to get the 18% increase. And I've even seen some players, I'm trying to get this to a point with my own blade, so I've been grinding relics and I haven't really pushed my blade into fighting anything until I get these proper relics. But I'm looking for crit damage for 150%, somewhere around 8k to 10k HP, with crit rate being about 60%. And the reason I want that is so that I could use both planar ornaments, Inert Salcedo and the Rutilant Arena, whenever I want to. As I mentioned in my guide, I straight up only want to use Rutilant because it looks sick as shit. That Rutilant set looks beautiful. I want you to go in your game right now and equip 2 Rutilant pieces. Equip 2 5-star gold Rutilant pieces and tell me that that planar ornament set isn't the coolest looking ornament set in the game. That's truly the only reason I want to use it. Doing 20% extra damage off of my Force of Swords versus doing 15% extra damage from my ultimate and my Shuhu's Gift, the follow-up talent, I'm not really losing anything there, because the same amount of a time that I'm attacking with my basic attack would be the time or the difference in how often I'm going to be using my talent and my ultimate. So you're pretty much making up it's a very minuscule difference, right? I don't know the numbers specifically because I don't have my calcs pulled up, but it's like 3 to 5% maybe in terms of what the difference is between using Inert and using Rutilant if both pieces gave you the same results, or the same substats, I should say. You're mainly focusing on having a bunch of crit damage. You want Blade to be bulky, you know, and you go from there. The speed, right now we're getting into HP percent versus speed boots. Speed boots, you might want to run these super fast. You might want to speed tune this with Bronya. What if I don't have Bronya? Well, now you don't even care about speed tuning it to Bronya. You just want Blade to be able to go a couple times per turn, or maybe once per turn. You want him to be super bulky, go at the end of the turn. You want Team Yuna to boost him up. Doesn't really matter. I think this entire ordeal that we've been having, it's really an argument between theory crafters, between viewers. Everyone is talking about what is the better set to run on Blade, and you can extend this to any of the characters. I think it's okay and healthy that we have different sets. I love that I've watched 4 different videos or 4 different blade guides, right? I've watched 4 different best blade guide, ultimate blade guide, crazy blade guide. They range from 200 views to 200,000 views. Actually, I don't think anyone has 200,000 views on a blade guide, but point being is that I've watched a multitude of blade guides and I've gotten a different set from each one of those guides. I've gotten a different set from, or a different combination of what to run on their blade, different numbers to look out for, so on and so forth. I'm having a blast building this character, building a bunch of characters in the game, and I think everyone else should adopt this mentality. I understand wanting to min-max, but there has to come to a certain point, especially with Blade as a character. Min-maxing this character is not the naysay, or that's not the word. It's not a one and done. There is no definite, oh yeah, run HP percent boots, run HP percent body, and then run HP percent orb and rope, and you have the best damage in the game. No. You want to know why? Because it all comes down to your own relic stats, your RNG, your rolls, so on and so forth. I could run HP percent whatever the fuck I want. If my crit damage is 200%, I'm doing more damage than what your blade is doing, and I got more HP than you. How can you complain about that? Oh, well, what if I just give him a crit damage body piece and then I get the whatever percent, the 64 something percent from that anyway? You could do that, but I still have more HP than you. So if you can't kill something marginally faster than I kill it, who's really winning here? You see what I'm saying? Like, I can take way more punches to the face than your blade can, and I'm doing basically the same amount of damage. But now you get into, oh, well, what if my blade has, I don't know, 200 speed? I know that's not possible, but still, what if my blade has 200 speed? Well, now I'm attacking way more faster, way more often than your blade. I'm doing similar damage, and I don't care about my HP. Why? Because I'm gonna kill the thing before it kills me. That's the whole point of speedy characters, a speedster type character. My job is to annihilate the crap out of you before you even think about touching me. We should be encouraging encouraging so many players to just play around with different builds. That's where I want to go, right? If we had 7 different blade builds, because I'm not putting 7 different builds in a guide video, but if we had 7 different blade builds just floating around and they all did nasty damage, oh, kudos to us, bro. I love that. When Kafka comes out, and if there's 20 different builds on how to get amazing DOT damage out of Kafka, oh yes sir, I want that. I don't want there to be only one build, and maybe that's just me being selfish. I'm not sure if anyone else agrees with that. Let me know in the comments down below, but that's just how I feel. I've done enough rambling though. I'm gonna get out of here. I think genuinely there is no best build for Blade in particular, but of course other characters, especially in regards to Blade. As I mentioned, I could have max HP percent relic sets, main stats, and then for whatever reason I have 200 plus crit damage and I meet my crit rate requirements and I'm super tanky. The best build is whatever's gonna achieve what I want the most. I like 1 cycle or less, or 2 cycle or less clears. Whatever's gonna help me do 2 cycle or less clears, that's the build I'm looking for. And that's just because I like big dick damage. I love seeing giant numbers. I don't know about you, but seeing 200K gets me wet. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. I'm just trying a little bit more of a casual thing right now with the videos lately, because I just want to talk. I feel like I don't get to talk to you guys. I don't stream as often as I probably should. And being able to make videos where I don't have to focus on heavy editing and I can just talk and you guys listen to it like a little episode or a podcast or anything like that, I enjoy it. So let me know if you enjoy it too. And maybe I can do more of these where, again, I just talk. Regardless, I can't say my user outro because it's inappropriate for YouTube. Smell you later.